Hi, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today is a topic I think makes a lot of sense at this time of year. Starting witchcraft or getting back into it. How do you do it? How do you start? Um, I've been there. I have been there. I obviously was at the start, and there are times where more than once I had to get myself back into it. Life, events, kids, husbands, boyfriends, all types of reasons. Sickness. Nobody talks about that if you weren't well or you were caring for someone else who wasn't well, being a caretaker, working more than one job, becoming a new mom. There's so many things that can kind of take you out of being able to practice, ritual, let alone consistently at all. For some of us want to start, but our lives make it almost, it feels like it's impossible. You can't come out of the broom closet. You can't display your things. You want to set up an altar, but you got little ones touching. It's not always about hiding. It's about, pets, things like that would destroy your items if you left an altar out. Um, let's get into it. Let's break it down. So I just went over all the reasons, all the obstacles, the issues, the problems, right? So you're aware of that. You know it exists, but you still want to try. You still want to get into this thing because you feel pulled. You may not be actively practicing, but you're having dreams. You're seeing the signs and symbols, and you have enough information to know it means something, and you have a urge and desire to do more than what you've done and what you've been doing. Well, hopefully this video will give you some inspiration. That's what I'm aiming for with this. So a couple different things. Welcome to being a part of witchcraft. If you've already been here, welcome back. And if you're starting this journey, if no one has said it, welcome. From one witch to another, welcome. This is a path that not many are comfortable following, and not many stay on the path, to be honest. Some people dabble and, for whatever reason, they get spooked. Or they just don't find the value in the practice that a lot of us other experience. For whatever reason, they just don't. But you chose to be here. You chose to follow this path, at least for now. It makes sense to you, and officially welcome. Okay? So now that you're welcomed, come on in. All right, so a couple different things that I would suggest you do right now. Right now. Hopefully, if you've dabbled a little bit in witchcraft, or if you're at the very beginning, you started buying a couple things, hopefully you have some of the things I'm about to get into. All right, so let's just talk candles. Hopefully you're getting this in the shop here. I think you can see this. Hopefully. Anyway, the candles and incense. So what I would suggest are chime candles, a tea light and incense. The basics right here. And now I got some tarot cards over here. If you have these, awesome. If not, don't worry about it. Don't stress it just yet. Or if you have them and don't feel comfortable reading and or using them, just hold off. We'll get there. But just these items right here. You can do your nice little rededication because you probably already dedicated yourself, or a dedication, to just the study and practice, keyword, study and practice of witchcraft. Dedicate yourself to the study and practice of witchcraft. That's how you can start. I think that's perfect. And it's a simple ritual that you can do, keeping it real high level and simple. But you can just start with a tea light. This is a tea light candle. It's white, perfect color, by the way, for what we're doing, and easy to find. You can find these at Dollar Tree, Walmart, places like that. Like, this is not going to be hard to get access to. You might even find this in your grocery store, I think. But get yourself a white tea light candle. Kudos to you if you have some ready-made herbs or oils already. Maybe you made some purchases, or like I said, you dabbled before. If so, go ahead and poke some holes in here. You can use like a pencil, a pen. You're not trying to drive it all the way through, just a little bit, just enough so that the oil doesn't pull too much at the top. And you just want to just drop a little bit in. little crushed herb and put it in here. What those herbs are, what that oil is, well, honestly, there's some general options, but to me, that's personalized for you. If for myself, I am a witch who is definitely pulled to fire. I have a healthy fear of it, fire. However, I know it has everything to do with my being an Aries. That's my sun sign. As opposed to water elements. It's not that I'm against it, but I feel more affinity. I'm for more attraction to fire elements and things like that. With that in mind, that's going to affect the type of herbs and spices that I might bring to my witchcraft naturally. So for increased abundance, I might add a little cinnamon, that heat red pepper flakes for the passion, um, the drive, the desire. I want to add that to want to study, to want to practice. You see what I'm saying? I'll just, crush it up to activate it. And you could just speak some, if you don't know what to say in those moments, you can, take those herbs in your hand just a little bit right before you sprinkle them on, and you just say, as I will it, so it is done. You're activating that herb, and you just put it on that candle like that. Um, Oils, that's a whole other story. But if you happen to have some oil that's already been blessed, you can use that to anoint your candle. And anointing in this case would just be like a couple different drops on there. Don't overdo it. Simple ritual to dedicate yourself or rededicate yourself to the study and practice of witchcraft. And I would aim for a new moon if possible. If you don't want to wait, then you don't have to wait. We can work with, honestly, the energy in either direction. But if we're going new moon, the reason I say that is because the new moon is great for starting or restarting. Don't worry about it. You're starting it. It's new because you're in a different headspace than you were before, so it's new. So that's a great time to sit with this little candle, and just honestly, I want to say meditate, but in that moment, what is meditation? It's honestly, again, personalized, but meditation for me, sometimes it's hard if the mind's still going. I just let it go until the thoughts get a little less random and it's a little bit more space in between the thoughts of kind of not really thinking about anything and just focusing on my breath. So I'll do that. Other times I'm just really focusing on something. I do vision type meditation. So in this case, if I'm dedicating, I'm seeing myself practicing magic. What does that look like? Now's the time for you to think about that. As you light your candle and you sit with it, that's what you're meditating on. Imagine you as a practicing witch, as someone who studies witchcraft. What do you see? That's what you envision. That's what you do. Now, how do we culminate all this into coming into reality? Well, this is the energy we're releasing. So you're going to build all that up. The candle's burning. When you feel the time is right, you would say something, as I release this energy, I release these desires, I release this intention into the universe. As I will it, so it is done, or so mote it be. And open a window. It's cold, I know right now, and you have to keep it open just a little bit. And, you can use your hand, or if you have a feather or something like that, you can, kind of direct the energy. That's what you're doing, directing it outside so it goes into the atmosphere. It's not just in the house, it's going outside as well. Kudos if you get to do this outside. But yeah, that simple ritual can get you back on the path of witchcraft, can get you back to studying and practicing witchcraft. Yeah, chime candle, same situation. If you only have an incense, I'm talking to the person who really, you haven't been doing anything, or you've been wanting to and you never really got around to buying much of anything. You may have an incense. With an incense, what I would suggest for you to do, um, with just an incense now, we're just trying to get ourselves back into this, or get a start, is you can light the incense, and I would do a smoke reading. Okay? So you can keep it in your hand if you want. The ashes are going to come out, so be mindful, or you can leave it on an incense holder, whatever you desire, however you want to go about it. The point is, you want to watch how the smoke moves. You want to sit there and just see what you see. What do you feel? What are you sensing? What words just pop in your head? What vision pops in your head? Don't discount anything. Just let it flow. Just sit there and just see, just watch. You're just going to take the time for yourself and your spiritual path, your witchcraft, and just view, what do you see in that smoke? Because that's telling you something. That's helping you. By the way, that is so witchy, by the way, to read smoke. That's a thing. That's divination right there. But yeah, you can do that. And at that point, you can be more directive and you can start asking questions once you feel comfortable and with the smoke. And you can say, what do I need to do next? What should I do? Show me. Hopefully, you're getting something. If you're not getting something in the smoke itself, something pops in your mind. If you're not connecting at all, don't beat yourself up. There might be some other stuff going on, and for not everybody, this might not work. Seriously, it just won't, because there's some other stuff at play. We might have to work on some other stuff first to kind of block, remove blocks and things like that. A lot of people, we have blocks and we don't realize it. That's kind of keeping us from expressing ourselves energetically that you would need to as a witch. But for some of us, this may be something that could be life changing. It could be something very, what to anyone else is insignificant that you saw in that smoke, but will change the trajectory of your path and everything else. So yeah, leave that open. The other thing is, let's get some tarot cards out, or some oracle cards. But I'm going to say for this, I prefer tarot cards. Or more importantly, get a reading done. Get a reading done. It'll answer the questions about the obstacles, the blockages, and things like that. That might be self-imposed around witchcraft. That could be put on you. I don't go down that road very often with curses and hexes, but realistically, it's possible. So we can talk about that. You can kind of, let's get into that now when I say we talk about it. Do a reading for yourself if you're so inclined. Get comfortable with that. If you have some tarot cards, use the book. People say, I don't need to use the book. Well, that's good for you. Not everybody is like that. And honestly, I truly feel every deck of cards that I get has its own energy, and the way it was intended to use those cards, the author and the illustrator that was a project that they put energy into. So when you buy that, I think it's important to sort of respect the energy they put into it and try to make it your own, but use their meanings. I think that's the point of buying. I mean, besides the artwork itself, but that's why I like to have multiple cards on deck, because I like having access to, some cards tell me different things, even though they're technically Rider-Waite tarot cards. It's still giving me a different meaning, a different message. The same card can expand its meaning in another deck. Hopefully you follow what I mean. So, I keep that in mind as well. But so if you need to use the book, use the book. Okay, first of all, when I buy a new deck of cards, I always refer to the books, Oracle or Tarot, because I have to understand what am I getting from this? It's part of the package. If you don't want to do it that way, kudos to you. Some people, it doesn't work for them that way. I like to look at the whole body of work that I purchased or was gifted when I get these cards, including what do they intend these meanings to me. By the way, this also influences why some cards I just don't use anymore, because I didn't like the intention poured into it. It's a negative vibe, or it doesn't feel, I'm not getting a balanced approach from these decks, whether it's Oracle or usually not Oracle. Oracle cards, I haven't had that experience, but with Tarot, I have had decks where I felt like it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Or maybe it was supposed to give and I didn't like what it was giving. But anyway, a reading. Give yourself a reading. If you're not sure what types of readings to do, now if I'm doing a reading, I'm doing a much larger, extensive reading. I'm probably going to do Yeah, I'm going to do a lot because I'm going to want to talk. We're going to get into all the facets of your life. So, not just one piece. We're not looking at just your witchcraft. We're looking at, what's going on in the various parts of your life. And how did this culminate? What messages do we need to get from that could possibly be a blockage on why you're struggling with getting started with witchcraft, or staying on the path with it? Why are you not motivated? What's getting in the way? That type of stuff, right? And then what type of witchcraft should you even practice? We can learn that from tarot and oracle cards and just intuit it as well. But anyway, as far as your readings are concerned, a 3-card reading, don't underestimate a 3-card reading, past, present, future, or possible outcome. I say 3 cards, but really you can pull a 4th one for just deeper meaning and the overall outcome, but yeah, you can do that. Now, that way you can ask questions and get a different approach each time. By the way, after you do your first question, reshuffle your cards and ask again, because sometimes the same card might need to show up again. It might be in a different position though. But anyway, past, present, future. And you can simply ask, what or why is influencing this desire for witchcraft, for me to practice witchcraft. Maybe you just need to understand a little bit more. And a reading might be able to help you understand, where is this even coming from? Rather than how do I practice, what do I do, why? Why do you want to do this? And these cards can help you kind of unfold that and explore that, the past, presently, and then what's to come. You know what I mean? And then pull one more card just to kind of get clarity on that as well. But that's perfect for getting back as well. The other thing I want to point out is using a crystal grid. This is some intentional stuff. This is especially for my witches who have been hoarding crystals, not necessarily know what you're going to do with them, but you got some crystals. If you don't have this, I purchased this off of Etsy. It's just, it's just a geometric shape here of circles, but and that's what you want. You can find something like this and print it. You can get a piece of white paper, like, don't stress yourself about this now. You can print it out. Or if you're somebody, if you can draw this, that's fine. All you need is what is that thing called? Not a protractor. You remember the thing we had to use in math? And it's like, do the kids still have that? Where it's like, it was metal. You put the little half pencils you get from IKEA in it, and you spin it around and draw circles. I don't know what it's called. Am I old? Like, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Anyway, don't worry about it. We used to have that, and I think one of my kids had it. I homeschooled the second one, so I don't know if they ever needed to use it. Did we ever use that in our homeschool? I think, yeah, we did. We did. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Get one of these, however you get it. Print it offline if you have to. You can Google crystal grids or concentric circles or something like that. I forgot this is called something, I forgot. It escapes me at the moment. But anyway, you can get these designs. And then you would just simply place your crystals. I'll just grab something here. You put something in the middle. These crystals are going to make sense to you, or just go off your intuition. If you don't know, don't stress it. Don't make this crazy. And the whole purpose of you doing this is to intentionally help you with this witchcraft thing, right? How do I, not more how, you're going to express, I want to dedicate myself to the practice and study of witchcraft. And you set your crystal grid up, and you're sending that energy into the ethers, the universe, into the world, into existence, that this is your intention. And this becomes a magnifier. Those crystals, all the energy that each one of those crystals bring together in uniformity will amplify that intention. So that's what that's about. And beautiful magic, by the way, very natural. Crystals are natural. So that's I mean, there's some that they make in factories and stuff like that. But are they all like that at that point? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully they're naturally mined. And the crystals that you own, and that you're able to use it. Sometimes I like using the raw crystals, by the way, for that, not tumbled. You're gonna get dust on your hand and it feels like rock. Yeah, like let me get something. Yeah, like this, like a raw piece. You know what I mean? Something like this. I don't know. It does it for me. And you can maybe put that, put this wherever you want along on your crystal grid. And again, it's just to amplify those intentions. And it's a declarative moment for yourself. It's you putting your foot down in this magic world and saying, it's doing something. Notice I'm getting you to do something because that's the practice piece. And the study part comes from the consequences of doing it. Like, what happened? What did you experience? And then write that down. That's very simple magic right there. The other things I just want to point out is this is something that I made earlier this year. It's a sachet. I did it for its new moon energy. And this is like, there's crystals in here and it's got dried flowers and all kinds of other magical things. The whole purpose of this was for prosperity and business and prosperity in my life, money, streams of income, all that sort of stuff. I actually believe I did a video sharing some of it here that I was using some of this. Still got a nice set to it. Anyway, all of this in here, I pick certain things, herbs, flowers, to go into this little baggie, and I keep this around in this area. Anyway, make one of these for yourself. Now, this is going to be something where if you don't have a lot of supplies, you're going to have to get some stuff. Or you're going to have to make some stuff. You're going to dry some flowers. If you're so lucky you have access to flowers, in your property or something like that, dry the flowers. Dry them out so that you can use them. That one or two crystals that you've been holding on to, you're going to put that in that baggie. And whatever other herbs. I talked about this on my live recently. Cut a tea bag and take out the herbs. Use that. Or go to your kitchen cabinet and use those herbs as well. And you're going to put all the things that resonate with you. I'm helping you tap into intuitive magic now. Some people say, oh, you're just making it up. You don't know, you just no. Trust in your divine self, trust in your higher self, that witch within. Trust that she knows. Trust that she knows what to pull out of the cabinet and she knows what to put in that bag. Even if it doesn't necessarily in the front of your mind make sense, just do it. If someone said salt, put freaking salt in it. You never saw anybody else do it. It makes sense for you. The point is, build your bag, and that whole bag, the whole purpose of it is your intentions. And again, it's kind of like the crystal grid. It's amplifying your desire, your intention to the study and practice of magic, of witchcraft. You visually seeing these things, whether it's the crystal grid or whether it's this versus the candle, which and the incense, which is going to burn out. You and the cards that's going to get pulled away. You seeing these things will also help you to remember it's not supposed to make you feel guilty that you should be studying. It's to remember your dedication to this path. That's all. And it shouldn't give you stress. In that moment, if you do all this and more time than you prefer goes by before you do anything else witchy, make a point next time you just get a simple glass of water. You put intentions into that water. What is the purpose of this water? It's to heal you, to quench your thirst. Expand on that a little bit as you're just a simple glass of water with ice. Think, add more to that. What do you want? What do you desire? What would you like? It could be simple healing. I want this glass of water, this potion, to help heal me of my self-doubt, heal me of my constant worrying, heal me of feeling like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing enough for this magic thing. I'm not giving it all my all. Heal me of this attitude and these negative thoughts that are not benefiting me, and drink it and believe it. You know what I mean? That's witchcraft too. You didn't go into this place, collect the water, and let it sit out. No, you're putting your intention. So take about 15 seconds and feel like something's happening. Don't stress about, well, what do I do? Put your hands on a glass of water and just close your eyes and just breathe after you speak these words, and then drink it. There you go. And that now you've done something, and you just keep building. You just have to build. The last thing I want to point out and this is just sort of a representation. I made these Dollar Tree, don't sleep, these little canvas paintings here, and these are just my version of it, of air, fire, earth, water. This is water, air, earth, and fire. But anyway, I made these. This is something you can do. Now, you can see it's not, the best. It's not the neatest. That's not, it's abstract. It's not the point. The point is, you make something that makes sense to you. But if you're looking for an idea, casting a circle and then allowing whatever needs to happen in that circle. So I say this because this is going to be a fun project to work on, learning about the elements. So you're studying, putting it into practice is actually maybe taking the compass out on your phone, because I know at least the iPhone, there's a compass on it. Oh, it's part of the utilities. Figuring out the directions, north, out, east, south, west, and then sitting down someplace, or if you can't sit on the floor in a chair, putting those in the direction on the floor. These little small things. You can even go smaller. Get a card stock if you prefer to draw, or just use a pen and pencil. Like, don't make this crazy. This is just some paint and some Dollar Tree canvas. But draw the symbol or write the words if you have to. Whatever, put it there and just reference the elements in the directions that they go. And you simply, for instance, fire itself. Go with me. Anyway, so you would just reference each element and direction, and you just say, if you don't know what to say or what to do, a lot of this information is in most of the witchy books you probably read, so you probably already have stuff there. You could do a modified quick version, but if in a pinch, you could just simply say, I welcome, and I call protection from the south, envision a fire popping up, and, whatever other direction, air, and, you would reference air, and you say, feel air blowing on you, or, the whistling sound of air, like imagine that. And when you're done, you want to say goodbye and thank you and go in the opposite direction. The purpose of the circle would simply be to just meditate. It would be to speak out loud the dedication to the study of witchcraft and to the practice of witchcraft. It would be to connect to your spirit guides. It could be to connect to a specific deity, or just say goddess or god, ancestors. A lot of us, we need this circle. Some of us need that circle, especially in the environment you're in. And if you haven't practiced enough protection magic, with your kind of dabbling in and out of witchcraft, I might advise you to do that circle. And it makes you feel secure. It makes you feel secure. This does not have to be a long, drawn-out thing, although it can very much be a long, drawn-out thing if you so choose it. But it's an opportunity for you to just be in that circle and feel safe, metaphysically speaking, spiritually speaking, possibly even physically speaking, and just express yourself. And whether it's releasing in that moment to let some things go, crying, if you make that circle big enough, you can move in that circle, you can dance, you can just simply be and just invite in whatever energy you so choose to that's beneficial in you practicing witchcraft. So these are just some ideas, that I'm putting out there that I think can help beginning or starting back in. I could easily, you can talk through it. But you need to do something as well. You can read through it, but you need to do something as well. So I'm always going to kind of push you to actually do something. I gave what I thought was some really simple ideas of how to just sort of reignite yourself or ignite yourself into this witchcraft path. If you are still looking for more help, I started this year a mentoring service. You can get the details for the different tiers that I offer over at leaptaken.com. If you need help with a reading, we can do a 1 hour session and we can discover what we need to discover about any obstacles, any blocks that are going on, or if you just need to understand more about what should I be doing. I'm so lost. I feel like it's this, I feel like it's that, or I don't know what. Like I just don't know. That reading can help kind of give us an opening to that. And then I have different types of readings that I offer as well, where we can just have a reading and then we get into an actual ritual for you to actually do as well to reinforce what we got from that reading. And I also offer moon readings, monthly moon readings. You're going to get a new moon, full moon readings along with the ritual. And that's a monthly subscription that you can do that can definitely sort of set you on the right path, because in the beginning, that might be the most witchiest thing you do all month. That full moon reading and that new moon reading, and just reading it, the details of it, and then actually putting the ritual into practice, and that you can expand from there. I know that helped me just doing some moon rituals to really expand even more, just making a point to start there. So just some ideas. Again, all of those details are at leaptaken.com. And don't forget, Leap Taken now has a Leap Taken membership. So come on in. You can join Tier 1 as a hedger, Tier 2 as a leaper. Leaper, you get a book club. Hedger, you get some cool stuff as well as discounts over at leaptaken.com for those services. So don't forget that as well. All right, so that is it. Hopefully this has been inspirational, give you some ideas, get the juices flowing. It's the top of the year. Come on in, lean into the witchcraft. You've been called. You got the message. The invitation has been sent to you. Answer. That's all I'm saying. All right, well, thanks for watching. Again, I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and as always, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.